Hey guys and gals, welcome back to our sci-fi unit. If you don't remember, sci-fi means science fiction. We are going to be reading a ton of stories from one guy, Ray Bradbury. He's probably most famous for the book Fahrenheit 451. We're going to do a little reading of that, and we might even watch some of that movie. All right, but for today, we're going back to our story about Leonard Mead and the pedestrian that you read yesterday. If you weren't here yesterday, please go back to yesterday's lesson and make sure you read The Pedestrian. It's going to be really hard today to do today's activities without it. All right, so we talked a little bit about tone and mood. Tone is how the author's trying to make you feel through his use of words and language. One of your questions yesterday was about Bradbury's repetition for the tone. The mood is actually how you feel when you're reading something. If you're reading something scary, do you feel kind of scared or disturbed? That's your mood. Sensory detail and figurative language is what gets us there. So we're going to be looking for some sensory details as we read. So you're going to be looking for different sensory details as you read. But I want you to be specific. So I've got a little definition of what each one is. I even have a little silly picture. If you look down here, this guy's got about the craziest nose I've ever seen. But I want you to find 2 examples of each of the 5 sentences. Now, they don't have to explicitly say, he heard this. While you're reading, if it makes you think of that sense, it's totally fine to write down. I want you to write down the entire sentence you found and which page number you found it on. All right, so that's the first part of your lesson for today. The other one, I bet you've been thinking to yourself, you know what? I really miss this vocabulary. Well, this is for you. Pull up the pedestrian vocabulary assignment. It looks like this. It's got little Leonard Mead walking in the rain. Your job, and this is what it was based off of, was a Frere model, is to give me the definition, an example, the opposite of the word, and to use the word in a sentence. Now, some of these, like scarab beetle, you're going to have to go back in the story and figure out what it means. I doubt you're going to be able to use Mr. Google for that. All right, guys. Tomorrow, we're going to be going to Read Theory. It's a reading program. In middle school, you might have done something called Teen Biz. This is very similar. All right. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Work hard. Can't wait to grade this work. Get on Google Meets if you need me.